Okay na? So that's why impulse is measured by the change in momentum. And what are the form of impulse? I equal to maybe F into T or I equal to M into V minus T. Right? This is the concept about the impulse. Next one, what are the applications of impulse or examples of impulse in our daily life? Examples. First one, the best example. Suppose in a cricket game, a cricket fielder catch the ball. Cricket fielder can catch the ball, pull his hands in backward direction. Why? Suppose a ball is thrown, a ball is coming towards the fielder with larger velocity. Let the fielder can take the ball like this. He gets more injured. Otherwise, he pulls his hand backwards along the direction of the ball. That means, along the direction of motion of the ball, the hands are also pulled in backward direction so that the time taken by the ball to come to rest will be increases. Time increase means, I equal F into T. Impulse is same for the same two bodies. Impulse is same. F into T equal to constant. See here, F into T is equal to constant, or F is proportional to 1 by T. F proportional to 1 by T. As time increases, force decreases because both are inversely proportional. So that's why a cricket fielder while catching or while taking a catch pulls his hands backwards so that he increases the time of impulse. So therefore, the time impulsive force will be decreases. That's why the hands of the fielder cannot be gets more injured. This is the best example. Next, one more example. Let a person who jumps from a floor, from the second floor, onto a cement floor and also on the sand floor. Let there are two persons. The two persons which are the two persons initially they are at the top of the second floor. Both the persons can jump onto the ground, but one person can jump on the cement floor and the second one jumps on the sand floor. Which will get more injured? The first person who jumps on the cement floor gets more injured compared with the sand floor. Why? Because a person who jumps on the cement floor, he comes to rest earlier. But the person who jumps on the cement and sand floor, he will be, total time taken by the person who come to rest will be increases because the legs of the person will be injected inside the sand. Time will be increases. In the first case, time will be decreases. Time decreases means force increases. So that's why more force is exerted on the first person by the cement floor. That's why he gets more injured. Right? Okay. Next one more another example is, suppose in railways, one bogie and also another bogie, they are joined by using buffers. Buffers means just nothing but it's a large spring. Let both the bogies, they are come to closer together. At that moment, they two are compressed once again. Ala compress ayyeటప్పుడు ఈ బోగికి మధ్యలో బఫర్ లాంటి స్ప్రింగ్స్ లాంటివి కొన్ని ఉంటాయి. ఇలా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే దే ఆర్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు ద స్ప్రింగ్స్. ఆ స్ప్రింగ్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే కనెక్ట్ అవుతాయో రెస్ట్ లోకి వచ్చేటువంటి టైం వచ్చేసి ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతా ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఎక్కువ జర్క్ లేకుండా స్లోగా రెస్ట్ లోకి వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ buffers are provided between the bogies to avoid the jerk or to avoid the accidents. That is one more example. Next, another one is, suppose a person is riding on the uneven road by using a bicycle. Each bicycle is having some shock absorbers, shock absorbers which are arranged on the back wheels. Shock absorber just like springs మాదిరిగా ఉంటాయి. Suppose if the vehicle is moving on the uneven roads, if there are no jockeys or there are no shock absorbers, then the person who is sitting on the vehicle gets more injured. But if the vehicle is having strong shock absorbers, he can move smoothly even though he is moving on the uneven roads. Because suppose if a vehicle is moving on the uneven road once, the person can exert more force on the seat and seat is also moving downwards. That's why shock absorbers also compressed such that when again it is moving upward direction, slowly that springs are moving in upward direction. That's why the maximum force is not applied on the person. That means impulsive force will be decreases. Impulsive force decreases means the time of impulse will be increases, so that impulsive force will be decreases. Right? So these are the some examples corresponding to impulse. Now I am asking that is the impulse is a vector or scalar? Generally, impulse is nothing but the change in momentum. Again, momentum is also a vector. That's why impulse is also said to be a vector. In some textbooks, impulse is said to be linear impulse. There is one another parameter which is known as the angular impulse, that is explained in system of particles. Right? Okay. Next one. Suppose a graph is drawn by taking, it is a simple graph. A graph is drawn by taking force on y-axis and time on x-axis. Maybe this graph is applied like this. Let here, at this time, the force will be maximum. That means a maximum force acting in a small interval of time. In the small interval of time, the force will be changes. Therefore, the product of force and time is called impulse. Suppose the graph is curved. How do you find out the impulse and time? Impulse is equal to F into T. F into T means it is just nothing but the area under the graph. I is equivalent to area under the graph. FT graph. This uses the formula for and problem solving technique. Which physical quantity gives the area of force and time graph under? Then equivalent impulse. Therefore, I is equivalent to F into T. F into T. But in some of the examples, it is given that on x-axis, time is taken in seconds. On y-axis, force is taken in newtons. Right? Let the graph is like this. Graph right. Find the total impulse received by the person or received by the object. It is 0. Here it is 10. This is, suppose it is 5 and this is 6. And this is equivalent to 12. From this graph, find the impulse or change in momentum of the body length. మనం చెప్పింది ఏంటి? Impulse I is equivalent to area under the graph కదా. So first this is the graph only. ఈ గ్రాఫ్ కి x axis కి మధ్యలో ఉన్న ఏరియా కనుక్కుందాం. This graph is just nothing but the here rectangle. Its area is equal to A1. A1 is equal to, for a rectangle, length into breadth. What is the length? 5 seconds into y 10. 5 into 10 is equal to 50, you know. And area of this graph is also. దీని కూడా area మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసామనుకోండి. A2 is equal to, it is also rectangle. Its value is equivalent to 5 is 6, that is 1 into this length is equivalent to 2. This is in negative y direction, means into minus 2, that is equal to minus 2. Therefore, total area under the graph is equivalent to A1 plus A2 kada, and 50 minus 2, that is equal to 48. This should be equal to impulse. Okay. So above the x-axis, area under the curve is taken as positive. Below the x-axis, area under the curve is taken as negative. Total area gives the impulse received by the body or change in momentum of the body. Sometimes change in momentum is also equivalent to m into v minus 2. It is given mass of the body is 2 kilograms. Initially the body is at rest. Find the final velocity. So on solving this, 48 is equal to m2 into v minus 0. 2v is equal to 40 or v is equal to 24 meter per second. 24 meter per second. Right? Okay. So present week's examination, Newton's laws of motion up to impulse. Remember these points, my dear students. But there is no single problem on rocket propulsion. అది చెయ్యొద్దు, ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏదైనా మధ్యలో వచ్చిన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేయకండి ప్లీజ్. Rocket propulsion, variable mass. That will explain in the next class. Right? Okay, thank you.